Damn, forgot to take that loop out. Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to Earworms. If this is your first time, we'll be gentle. If you've joined us before, well, we don't know exactly what this stream's about. It's about movies, music, electronic music, inventions, and stuff, and instrument builders. I don't know, all the things we love, and Star Trek. But one unfortunate thing is the cast of the original series of Star Trek did not appear in the Yellow Submarine, which is what we are talking tonight, but perhaps they should have. I would have liked to seen the USS Enterprise flying around with the Yellow Submarine, but alas, it did not come to pass. In any case, we'll be enjoying the film with some slide presentation of this landmark achievement for artwork and animation, mixed media, really. Great stuff. And of course, I had some great music in it as well. We'll be talking about it, like the story and things, and hearing some great clips and seeing some excerpts. But as you know, this is YouTube, so copyright is a thing here. So we got to be careful with that. We are streaming live to Rumble right now and Odyssey as well as Kick. If after this stream I need to trim things out because of copyright, YouTube will let me do that automatically. But the originals will be up on Rumble and Odyssey. And anytime I have to do that, I pin a comment to the top informing you that that is the case. Otherwise, still, you'll hear our great interactions. The way to hear things in their purest form on YouTube is to be with us live. Sunday nights, we usually start right after Mr. Brown Alliance's musings. 7:30 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. That's 4:30 Pacific and everything in between. And it's midnight in the UK. That's when we start. If Brown goes longer, we got to start anyway at that time. If he ends a little bit early like he did tonight, then you get to have a long monologue by me while we're waiting for Mike to join us. So anyway, I can't draw it out too long, so let's bring on the lady. How about that? Here she is, hot off of episode 2 of her live stream in the afternoon, the Instrument Builders live stream on Psyche Opera. Please welcome Liza Sahito of the Psyche Electroacoustic Opera Company. All right. My clicking accuracy isn't great. Hold on here. Do it. Are you showing her? No, you're not.
Oh, I'm here now.
Yes, I'm not very good with the mouse, apparently.
Oh, no.
So anyway, it's a great stream this afternoon. It was great talking with Kyle Nadig again, the flute wizard.
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic stream, and we're going to have him back again, folks. So, yeah.
Yep.
Subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to find out when.
Yes. I'm sure you're popping the link in the description. Plus, well, no, I popped the link in the description, but you could throw it in the chat. Our other panelist joins us every week. Mike Gorley will be with us. He was at the stream in the afternoon, but we started a little bit early. I don't want to let down people that stick with us from Mr. Brown's musings. It'd be a shame for them to just see, okay, it'll start in 15 minutes and then they just go away. So we might as well start and talk a little bit and wait for Mike to come. This week was your first viewing of Yellow Submarine, right?
Yes, it was. It would be hard to talk about it without Mike, though. Without Mike, who has so much insight into the Beatles.
It's a game of seconds at this point because I emailed him, which he usually responds to pretty quickly, waiting for the stream. And he knows, he knows we start a little early sometimes. It's just, it's a game of seconds. He could pop up any second.
Well, while we're waiting for Mike, who was your favorite character in the Yellow Submarine?
I think it would have to be Um, Jeremy Hillary Boob, PhD.
Yes, yes, I was yes, I think Nowhere Man is everyone's favorite character. Oh
Well,
my gosh,
if you
for
listen to the
sure.
music, Nowhere Man really referred to John Lennon. So
It
he wrote
did.
that about
It
himself.
Yeah, yeah, he was, I think it was something called the Rubber Soul album. I'm probably getting this wrong. This is why we need Mike. I looked it up because I was curious as to what was the
It was a
meaning
great
behind the
song,
song.
and it was a very interesting moment in the movie.
Yeah. In the movie, though, it took on a different meaning from its original meaning. But I think the meaning in the movie was more profound than the what the song originally intended to mean. So very cool. It's a shame the Beatles were a very little part of the production of this movie. What happened?
Doing all sorts of dipshit stuff tonight. No, I went over to the YouTube chat and pressed refresh to try and refresh it, but I was still on this tab, so I refreshed my browser, which
No.
and kicked myself.
Ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Well, that's why we're moving on to OBS and Video Ninja, isn't it?
Yes, in fact, the intro was a little bit different tonight because it's going to be lining up with the scenes I'm making for OBS, where I'm basically making all the scenes and possibilities. And it's been 2 weeks in the making because it is difficult stuff. Now, I've used the software before for recording, but for streaming, it's a different thing. And so I'm arranging all the different scenes and possibilities and putting in different plugins to be able to do different things. We may not have the chat appearing on screen anymore. Like Liza right now will pop up your chats. If you're in the chat and you want to chat, leave your thoughts and comments there. And
We
Liza
got
will
the
pop
great
up.
Scott Hovitt in here.
The great Scott Hovitt is with us. Wonderful.
Yes,
He's a rock.
he
He beat Mike
is.
to it tonight.
He did. He did. Oh, thank you for stopping by the stream earlier, Scott, by the way. I'm sorry I wanted to acknowledge the, stream more, but I didn't wanna interrupt the flute wizard. That man has so much knowledge about what he does.
Yeah, well, the only way to do anything is to interrupt him a little bit because he can talk. But it's good. It's all informative. It's all valuable information, and so you're listening to a guy who's a genius at building
Yes.
flutes
Yes.
talk about his process. So, yeah, it's not a problem at all. But yeah, there's some times where in the streaming world, you're like, okay, I need to put in some media here or something, and the only
Hard
way
to
is
balance
to interrupt. But
as
yeah, it's
as a
hard to
host.
balance.
Yeah, it's like when is it okay to interrupt the guest to acknowledge the chat, and then you don't want to ignore the chat because the chat is your audience. It's the most important part of the stream, but
Yeah.
and then you're playing media, and then you're trying to make sure things don't blow up. It is a challenge, but we always appreciate our audience.
Yeah.
Whether we turn to them often in a stream or not. And so we just wanted to let you guys know that.
Yeah, because you guys, there's a lot going on here. Um, Me like zooming into things and out because of my vision, and then clicking on this or that, refreshing the wrong tab, and then getting kicked out of the stream. It's rough, but the OBS setup that I'm doing is I'm designing it and taking so long on it just to make it much easier on me so I can hit hotkeys and do things more easily that way. But I think what we should do is shift gears to Yellow Submarine now, and we'll just go slow because we do really want to, Mike's input on it because he grew up a Beatles fan, and I became one over time. I wouldn't say fan, but I really appreciate a lot of the music, and I know that there's a reason why they were so influential. It was good songwriting from McCartney, John Lennon, and George. I mean, it was just great creativity. And Ringo's a good drummer.
He's a great drummer, and
Yeah.
isn't he the most personable of all the Beatles
Yeah,
where
and he
he
seemed to be the one that was more prominent in the film, like, a lot of the
Yeah,
solo
that was
shots were
no
him.
accident, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the one who rescued Nowhere Man, and, he started off the movie.
Yeah, he was the first one
Yeah.
found by the submarine and all that.
And doesn't he make more public appearances and more cameos than any of the other Beatles? Um,
I don't know. I guess I wasn't really keeping track over my life, but there's a good chance I've seen him on interviews and things like that,
well,
maybe
that
more often.
movie about about the
Cavemen.
cavemen. Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, we have to bring that movie here. We
Oh,
must.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, doing slides of that, be like, I don't remember
Right?
what they're saying here. But it's like, well, you don't have to because they didn't say a word of English. It was all
Not
caveman speak.
one word. Well,
Oh, guess what? And speaking
yeah.
of cavemen, oh, here we go.
Oh, don't insult Mike.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
Well,
Oh,
here I got myself all pretty. I took a shower. I cut my nails. I shaved, and you call me a caveman. Wow.
Uh,
Oh man.
oh, you
Uh,
always got to look for those quips whenever you can squeeze one in on a stream.
and then you start early.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I know you would like us
Yeah.
to start at 7,
I'm,
and it's better for you. But basically, the way I'm playing it, because I never know what Mr. Brown's going to do. I mean, sometimes he does his after hours thing, like at the same time we go, and he doesn't redirect. But then, if I see him redirect, it's like I don't want to leave the people just sitting there. It's like, all right, let's start like a little bit early, and
I understand. I'm not mad. I don't care.
oh
But
well, we saved the film for you.
well, yeah, and I'm glad you did. But I don't know if I've told you yet. I will be in Ohio next weekend, so I will not be here,
All
Oh,
ladies
right.
and gentlemen.
right.
Well,
Alrighty.
I
we'll
have
see
a
what
wedding
we
to go
do.
to. I have a wedding to go to on Sunday.
Well, I'll put a DM out to Swappers and see what he
There you
says, and
go.
then I'll go.
We can't replace the cat of the stream.
It's
There's
not
no way.
replacing, it's just having a third personality. Everyone has their beautiful, unique flower of a personality, and
Yeah, there
if
you
we
go.
can't,
There you go.
if we can't have,
I'm not upset. I just want to make sure if I hadn't told you already, I didn't want to wait till next Saturday.
yes,
Oh, I'm in
because
Ohio. I'm going to a wedding on Sunday, which I thought a wedding on
Albert.
Sunday, but I asked my niece and she said it was going to cost her 3,000. Is that his name now? Have you changed your name, Albert,
no,
on
it's
your
always been
YouTube?
Albert. Oh, it's always been
Well,
Albert.
not
Well,
okay.
he's musical son now. That's the name of his channel.
Oh,
Yeah, it's now
Yes.
musical song now. It used to be open for lunch, or now open
right.
for
That's what
lunch.
I'm
A lot of
saying.
nows.
Well, I sent
Everything's of the moment.
email because I want to get a hold of him. I want to get a hold of you, Albert. I want to get a what the bow. Now I
Yeah,
can't talk.
I received your email, but I didn't have time to respond to it because I was trying to get the stream started. But
It's all
yeah,
right.
Albert, reach out to Mike. You could go to his YouTube channel, and your email is accessible through the channel. That's how I got it. So
Mine is.
yeah, I think so.
I don't think so. That's why I
Oh,
asked you
okay.
for it. Because
Oh, okay. Well, I'll send it, Albert. I'll send your email to Mike after the show. Don't don't make
All
it public.
right.
And
We got some
there you go.
business coming to you, Albert. Awesome, very awesome. And of course, when I got a few leg fiddles ready, I gotta order some bows from you.
yes,
Yeah,
folks,
yeah.
Earworms
I
is
want.
also a meeting. It's not just a show; it's a meeting because We don't talk
Real.
outside of this pretty much.
Oh, Star Wars Retold is here in the chat.
Swappers.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be DMing you, swappers, and let me know. I mean, it's hard. I know right now it's midnight in the UK, and if he's got to get up early the next day, it's like, I don't know. So, we'll try swappers, and then we'll go down through the list. But it's nice to have 3 or 4. But
Three's a
let's
nice
get on with
balance
this
number,
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get on with
Maybe
the movie.
Scott would like to be a
Scott.
That's a possibility. I don't have
what do you think
contact for
about
Scott.
that? Oh.
Scott,
if
you
put
can
Scott on, I
contact
might
me.
not have a job next week.
Oh, Scott, you can contact me through the channel. My email address is available on YouTube there. Lawrence at the Wayfarer Project. It's for the wayfarerproject.com. So,
Yeah, Scott's like, what?
okay, maybe not. I mean, some people like really love the chat. All right. So anyway, let's go here. And here's our thumbnail for tonight. I thought I'd be a little bit different. And I featured us on the thumbnail, Yellow Submarine in the background.
Is that?
It's, of course, AI. I try to avoid any kind of issues. So I use an AI version of, well, a couple Yellow Submarines with a hell of a lot more people in it than the movie had. But and then I had AI generate Mike there on the left. That is an anime version of Mike Mountain Hawk Gorley. And so that's what AI came up with.
Looking good. Almost as good as the real Mike. Nice.
Well, this is all of us when we were young. And then on the right,
We had hair on
I may have looked like that. I may have looked like that in high school on the right there. And
yeah, same here.
yeah.
I never had blue
I think you
hair,
got us all beat there, Liza.
That's why I have her front and center.
Oh man, no, not anymore, folks. I'm not that youthful anymore. You just gotta go see me on the live, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
You look marvelous. and actually, in the live today, she's on camera. When she does earworms, she all off camera.
Because for a lady like me, it takes a lot of work to.
But you did that work already for your stream. All you had to do was
it's hard
not
to
do anything.
It's hard to stay that well put together for that many hours.
What?
Only another woman would understand. Only another woman.
Oh my God.
So if I understand, I'm a woman? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's because Mike, he has style, so he knows. He knows style takes effort,
Yes, the audience loves banter.
I guess Mike would be one of the few guys to understand,
All right. He's in touch with his
That's
feminine
all right, we're all
side.
hailing each other.
Guardia. Oh, here we go.
Once upon a time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Albert.
There we go. Let's see what Albert says here. Mike, version 2 of the cello bow replacement is almost ready. I shall send a copy to you. Yay! Albert, you are very generous. Incredible.
For those just watching the video on Rewind or joining us, we do have some instrument builders here. We're a network of many, many things. We also have a Star Wars author, unofficial, Star Wars author, a thing they kind of call fan fiction, but it's more than fan fiction because it's like really good story.
Beyond fan fiction,
Star Wars Retold. And so that's at Star Wars Retold on YouTube. Check out Swappers here.
Whoa, interesting. Look
Another
what Swap Shop. I remember seeing this movie on TV when I was about 8. My dad told me all about the Blue Meanie allegory being a reference to the Police and not the band. Interesting. I knew that there was something going on with the symbology in this movie.
Yes.
Especially with Nowhere Man and how they present him in some scenes.
Well, I guess I might as well say, I mean, growing up, I think I saw bits of it. But it was like later in life, that I never saw it, and so it's been a long time. And then so I saw it this week, and our first viewing was with your parents the other night, Liza, and it was in Italian. It was the Italian dub version.
Because you found a copy
Never
of the
mind,
movie
never mind, never mind. But it is on YouTube in its entirety,
for
which we
free.
found out later.
They
Yeah.
need it in Italian.
Yeah, there's actually one that looks like a legitimate upload and one that is not. Hopefully, we'll get away with playing bits of it. Just the small
Well,
bits we're gonna play.
the
Now, the
thing
songs
is,
were not in Italian, were they?
no,
No, there's still the Beatles songs, but the dialogue was Italian. But the rest of the effects which is
Gotcha.
interesting stuff.
I'm
The
glad.
non Beatles songs part of the score, the incidental music, was still very good.
Yes.
And as best we're going to see a little bit of the credits, but as best as I could tell, that was George Martin. Well, at least directing people to do it in the studio.
Yeah,
which
he
they
directed.
Yeah, just like he did with the Beatles, but
Was the
great
Beatles.
stuff. What? He was? All right. Well, anyway, we start with a rainbow, and this actually comes
He
later.
directed the Beatles.
I know he did.
Produced the Beatles.
I know he directed the Beatles, but you said he was the Beatles. And it's like, well,
Well, Mike has some insights.
yeah, I
so-
know. But
I didn't think they said that.
oh,
It-
okay.
Go-
Well,
anyway, moving right along.
it is, yeah. All right. We're on frame 2. All right. Here we go. Frame 3. Love. And it's about love. It is about love, folks. It is about love. And there we have a lovely sergeant, I believe.
Love.
Oh, that comes later, I think. Or
Exactly.
am I
Yes, it does.
wait a minute. Am I on the wrong slide? This is slide set
This looks
1.
like we're later on in the movie.
Oh,
I was going to say,
Christ's sake.
yeah, it's
Or in the movie, no, I think at the beginning
Okay,
where the
well,
classical music
late.
comes in, they show you Pepperland and all the happy people in Pepperland. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think this would be the beginning.
Yeah, I think I'm all right. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Well, it's the word love there, and it's like, I know that song comes later. Oh, thank goodness.
The
All
word
right.
love
yeah,
and the word
Bluemini's good.
no is
Yes,
there.
you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All righty. So anyway, we're seeing about Pepperland here, and it's got echoes of Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and it's got some classical musicians as well. Because they appreciated the classics in Pepperland. Oh man. And we got a taste of some of the artwork. I think it's really good. It has its own style. And we are going to see the credits do come up later, and I do have some credits of the animation people. So you can check that out. The direction of this film is George Dunning, and we'll see the story. I think it was Lee Minoff is the name, but we'll see. I do have it in the credits because I know that my memory will always fail. But yes, they are playing along with the score, which we can only play little bits of, and so we're going to save some of the bits for later. And there, the harp did come in right on cue with the harpist, the blue bunny harpist. It is blue. Okay, yeah. The bunny harp, not to be confused with the bunny hop. All right, and yes, more. I got a lot of the musicians and stuff, did I not? What did you say, Mike?
I said the bunny heart.
Yeah, the bunny harp. And there we go. It looks like the Hollywood Bowl.
World of Swap Shop's question there.
Yeah, yeah.
What is the question?
I forgot
Wanted to
what the
know
question
about
was.
the Paul's death conspiracy and the whole thing, Billy Shears.
Oh, I know nothing. I know nothing.
There was a conspiracy theory. I don't know if it was really a conspiracy theory, but whatever. Anyway, Paul McCartney supposedly died in 1966 and was replaced by a lookalike named Billy Shears. And then there was all kinds of stuff. He walked barefoot on the Abbey Road cover. I forget what song it was. If you played it backwards or it said Paul is dead. Yeah, there was all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it went that far.
Was that like a marketing stunt? Someone
Who
releasing these
knows?
theories?
No,
Who knows?
no, I don't think so. I
Some
don't know who
people.
started it, but
How weird.
yeah, who?
Well, interestingly enough, Paul's voice in this film was done by what is it? Oh, I had it memorized right before the show. Higgins, Jeffrey Higgins,
Oh yes,
who
yes,
played Onslow on Keeping Up
yes.
Appearances, the Hyacinth Bouquet TV show.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. Funny but
Yes,
frustrating comedy. Oh my
yeah, he
the
gosh.
was the
interesting
guy.
thing, World of Swap Shop has some good questions tonight. Yeah,
He
Yes.
always does.
well,
Oh,
yeah, the
I missed
interesting
it.
thing is
I missed it. Oh, sorry about that. Let me
Yeah,
see.
the
Liza.
whole idea of the movie. To answer your question, it was he was trying to put this movie out without drugs. So the movie was not influenced. The Beatles songs, yes, but the guy who actually did the movie was not. There was no LSD involved, oddly enough, and there was a
Well,
bajillion animators on this. It was unreal,
oh
and
yeah,
none of
yeah.
them
We're
were
going to
Terry
see
Gilliam.
that coming up. We do have the
Although,
credits coming up.
yep. So anyway, yeah, it was not LSD influence, even though it is
It,
psychedelic.
yeah, it does look like it, but you never know what all the different people working on the project were doing or not
Well,
doing. But
he said he was trying to create that effect without the drugs.
yeah, of course you'll say that. But no, that's true. I mean, there's
That
a
was
lot of trippy stuff that was
supposedly what
written.
he was trying to do.
There was a lot of trippy stuff written by Frank Zappa, but he never did drugs, and he would insist that his musicians
Exactly.
not do drugs or even alcohol. They had to be sober for everything they
Well, I
did.
mean, the Beatles were doing drugs, but you know,
Yeah, I'm just saying, just because things are trippy doesn't mean people are
you
doing
know.
drugs.
And of course, Lennon has always claimed up until his death that Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was not LSD, but you know,
Uh,
Oh,
supposedly
I
only
don't
drawing
believe
that his son.
that.
I don't know about that.
Nobody does.
But anyway, here's just keeping in mind that's the Lonely Hearts Club band, and they eventually get attacked because this is the nemesis of the film, the Blue Meanies. Yes, they are
Yes.
up on the cliff and they are going to rush down like the horde of. I thought it just meant, depressed people because they're blue. They're feeling the blues, so they're kind of blue, and because they're kind of depressed, that's why they're mean and want to take away everyone else's joy. But I think, yeah, that could also definitely be a police reference, and in fact, I
It
guess
could be
that is
both.
probably. Yeah. Well, I mean,
It could
maybe
be both.
there's some parallels there, but probably, yeah, the instigation was, referring to the police, and then um, that carries over to just, some parallels that you could say, maybe it's because they're blue, they're depressed, and sad, and, it is part of human nature sometimes if you don't, work on your morals and stuff that you can take out your own problems on other people.
Well, it's like that saying, hurt people, and
especially if
that's
you have
very true.
a position of authority. But anyway, these meanies are
Gotta do
about to
some
get
shadow
mean.
work. Yeah.
They're about to get mean, and there they are. You see, they're kind of regimental, even though they're
Yep.
animated. And,
Mm-hmm.
they, I take these slides, and I'm trying to pick which ones to take because it's such great animation and a lot of interesting shots. Now it does later in the trip of the Yellow Submarine get a little bit music video-y, and every time there's a song, it does get a little music video-y and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But that's understandable. You kind of need to work with the music when you put it in. But anyway, wow, great depictions there. The head meanie, of course, a big guy himself, and he's got and there's a lot of themes here, like the pointing hand. We'll see that later as an entity of its own, but
The glove.
frequently, yeah, the glove, and frequently you'll see the pointing finger here, and his noise is pointing. It's like, yeah, stop, stop that, and and so yeah, pointing at you, like, look at you, look at you. What are you doing? That kind of thing. And you there, behind the fence, the band, you there behind the bandstand, stand still, laddie. That's another band. All right. Well, anyway, green apples. I guess referencing, the Beatles did like apples and started a studio with the same name.
Yeah, why would the apples play a bad guy part here?
I think it's just like
Music.
I think they're trying to accuse these people of some sinful behavior of being expressive, being
Because Apple
artistic.
Music went belly up. It sucked.
Oh,
Oh,
They lost money with Apple.
oh,
Of
wow.
course, this is a little early for that, but maybe they were. It was ahead of its time.
they
One of my
wanted to
favorite
try. Well, they didn't have anything. Yeah.
One of my
Yeah.
favorite composers, Sir John Tavener, who's passed now, but he was a living composer in the late 20th century and early 21st century. And he, his first album of one of his classical works, that referenced Jonah and the Whale, was released on Apple Records. So I guess maybe
Yeah,
releasing classical music wasn't a big financial hit, especially modern classical, but it is much appreciated by those of us seeking
well,
out some great new artists in, you know, that area of Western art music, what we call classical music. There are no good names for it. Go ahead, Mike.
yeah, they were. The whole thing behind Apple was to give anybody a chance to put out a record. I think they did some other things too, but basically, yeah, they pretty much gave anybody and everybody a chance, and it didn't work out too good financially for
Well,
them.
John Tavener's a
Oh.
great composer, so I'm
Well, I
not
didn't
gonna.
mean him, but I mean, there was a lot of, well, that and people stole from him, so
Oh, wow. Well, anyway, I think in this film it might be
they had bad
referencing.
management. Yeah, I mean, oh, they even did.
Yeah, there's a slight time delay, folks, if you haven't noticed already, between me and Mike, so that's why we speak
Yeah,
over
yeah,
each other
yeah.
and stuff.
It's very obvious.
Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, I was thinking maybe it was referencing the Garden of Eden, even though, the Bible doesn't say what type of fruit it was. It's often been depicted as an apple, and maybe they're like being authority figures are accusing these people who are being expressive and artistic of sinning and pelting them with apples. The music is probably not all that bad because they're not pelting them with tomatoes, but and then you have these guys here. There's a number of different entities on the meanie squad. The red sharks. I wonder what that means. Wow.
Hmm.
But they're the Turks. The Turkish something or other. I remember that it's saying that in the film. Turkish sharks or something like that. That's why they have the fez on. No cultural stereotypes here. Wait till we get to the cowboy and Indian thing later. Oh man. So anyway, and there the glove. It is the glove, and you think about it. Is it a velvet glove? No, I don't think
There's
so.
an iron fist in that velvet glove.
Yes, if it is velvet, then it's iron fist in it, authority, and the pointing. Almost like accusation or
Yep.
singling people out. And there's the forces arrayed on the hill, and they also fired like blue goop at people. And at first, it's just this big blue sphere that goes around the band and seals them off. Beans, please join in with some of Swapper's contributions because he obviously has. He should be on the panel tonight, but I don't know if he wanted to or
Well,
not.
Yeah.
he says, "Notice how the glove has 6 fingers."
Well, the delay
And,
is killing me.
Scott says, "Dark smoke coming out of the glove." Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
delay's
don't
a
know,
little
Mike.
frustrating.
Yeah, I just end up giving up. I'm not
Grrr.
saying half of what I got to say.
Well,
I mean,
Oh.
I'll
it's not
stop
your
right
fault,
now.
but
I mean, we could just be patient. I'll stop right now. Please speak.
well, now I don't have any. It's not your fault. I'm not mad. I'm just saying. And I'm old. I forget real quick.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully, I mean, you
Yeah.
didn't hear delay when we were doing OBS with Liza, did
We'll
you?
work it out. We'll get it worked out the last 10 minutes. No, but Apple. Oh, I know. Yeah, Apple was out. This was out on Apple Records, so they were probably plugging their own record company with the
Oh,
apples a little bit.
okay.
But it's
Yeah,
yeah,
I do remember in the what do you call it? Uh, the credits that they do show that it was Apple's studio production. But I was just saying, I don't think they'd be using their own studio as the weapon of the bad
yeah.
guys, unless they
Yeah.
were saying a commentary about record labels in general.
I could be. I don't know.
But
Hard to
those will be
say.
the other record labels, the ones that are red apples, I guess. Well,
Yes.
anyway,
And
we
there's
are
one
moving.
apple.
We are moving along, I believe. Yes. And there we go. Some of the blue goop hits, although that explosion is used to depict any of the assaults. And there's the statue. I guess it's a moving statue. And there's the now these guys. You could say, all right, they got the pipe hats, the stove. They're called stovepipe hats, or that was a
I don't
question.
know. It was just a
Like
tall top
That
hat.
sounds right. I'm not sure. But yeah, I
yeah,
think you're right.
or stovepipe hats, something like that. But anyway, yeah, and symbolizing, masters of the market, I guess. And there we go. Although, really, those guys would be more as far as the top of the hierarchy in the blue meanies, you would think. But anyway, because any of the cops that are using their force in ways that are violations of natural law are serving others. They're not the top of the food chain there. But anyway, there's the glove reaching out across the land. And there we have the assault of the blue
He's
meanies.
trying to get Sergeant Pep. Fred.
They're attacking Pepperland, and there we go. This was the word no, but the K was obliterated in the assault. Well, no as in KNOW. But then even the W gets crushed as the glove flies over, and it's saying no. And yeah, that's a definitely authoritarian kind of cop sort of thing. Know this, know that.
No.
No, you can't do that. It's not like know this, KNOW. It's no this and that with NO. Okay, and we move on. And I clicked the wrong thing there. There we go. And the glove does a lot of destruction, and it becomes a fist and starts pounding as well. Interesting. I thought that was a great idea, how it's a pointing finger as well as a pounding fist. And, more things going on. I can't exactly make out what exactly is going on. I took some images of, that looked pretty poignant, but in some of them I couldn't exactly figure out what was going on. When you see him in motion, it's a little bit clearer, but I think there I just really wanted to get the nose and the flying meanie face with the teeth and everything bared. And it's funny how the one looks like this is one of the not the leader, but one of his henchmen, looks kind of like Mickey Mouse, and he's punching a clown that his head wobbles back and forth like a punching bag. It's like, and that's true because like anytime you have a hierarchy of evil like that, they're not too good to each other either.
No,
And
they're
so,
not. They're just constant saber rattling and yeah. Someone who does that wouldn't be good to even their allies.
yep. And yes, more of the glove. All right, and then more of punching there, the punching bag thing, and then yes, the fist is stomping things out and destroy. I mean, destruction overall. Okay, what do we have here? I mean, it's beautiful artwork. Like some things could double in meaning and so forth, and it's kind of like you could spend a lot of time going through it. But this is the grove of the classical musicians there. I guess the Beatles always had an interest in some of the modern day classical music and classical music in general. You know,
Most definitely.
yeah, one of
Yeah.
the
They were toying
yeah.
with it long before, well, not long, but before Sergeant Pepper. I think
Hmm.
there's some on Revolver. Yeah, they were always messing with different stuff.
I think I'm going to
They
go with
kept George Martin on his toes.
yes, and well, it was I would say overall just a great team collaboration, even though they didn't get along great. It was a great team collaboration, especially with Martin making it all work. Uh-huh. And basically, the instruments get taken out one by one. Were a quartet, became a trio, became a duo, and then a soloist. And there we are. The head meanie is launching the attack even further. And
Ooh,
then
a
interesting
pyramid.
symbolism here with the ziggurat.
It's a pyramid.
Well, the ones with stairs on it, like in Central America, oh, those would be called, I forget what the name for them, but yeah, in the East, the Middle East, the structure is called ziggurat. I mean, yeah, like pyramids, all meant to kind of symbolize hierarchical order.
I'm wondering why the Yellow Submarine was sitting on top of the pyramid. I don't understand the
I think
symbology there.
they might have been having a little fun there, like saying, these ancient structures had some supernatural origins or something, or I shouldn't say supernatural, but extraterrestrial, maybe.
All
I
of
love hearing
Pepperland.
silence after
Well,
that.
all of Pepperland supposedly is underwater. So that's
Oh
the
yeah, it's
place
a
where the
land that is like 80,000 leagues beneath the sea.
right, but why is the resting place for the Yellow Submarine on top of the only pyramid in Pepperland?
Oh, I just like see. I just go where my thoughts flow whenever I see like a vehicle of any kind on top of a ziggurat or or an Aztec pyramid, whatever. There we go. We now who is the guy on the left? I never caught his name, but he's the one that goes in the Yellow Submarine to find
Well,
a
on the left,
replacement.
that's
Yeah.
Fred.
Oh,
Fred?
okay. I
Fred.
yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
didn't know what the captain's name was either.
yeah.
Fred.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, well, he's just saying here, okay, you're a soloist now. I need to rescue the situation. We need another band because that blue globe surrounding the band basically, I guess, reduces their power and they become vulnerable. I don't know, but there's some reference there. And then the cellist gets bonked out, but he's the one that had the idea and told Fred, the captain, what to do. So there we go. And he takes, I think he took the submarine at this point or whatever. I don't see it on top anymore, but it was, great artwork. And then, yes, Apple Films presents. And then it's also production by King Features, kind of like Kingfisher. King Features.
Mm.
The Beatles. They got to put them in the title because they're the moneymakers, Yellow Submarine. Although, really, all they did was write the song Yellow Submarine. The rest were other songs they've written. And the story was based on the song Yellow Submarine. And that was, the story was written by Lee Minoff, I believe, as the name. It's coming up here. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band is, wait a minute. What's the credits for that? Oh, it's starring them. Yes. Real people.
Sorry.
Yes. And there we go. Lee Minoff. I got it right. Good. And there we say what the story is based on. Yellow Submarine by Paul and John. And then we're not going to read off all these credits, but some of the imagery is cool. But I figure, might as well play a few slides of them in case anybody, like Mike, has something to say.
I just watching the credits. See,
I knew them. I knew that guy. I know who that is. No, I'm just saying. Yeah. There's a director, George Dunning, and some of this imagery though for the credits is really cool. I like the colors.
Scott, I think the story was based on something John Lennon and McCartney wrote and was adapted for film. Am I correct?
Well, I believe it said their song. Oh my God. Hold on, let's go back.
It said story. It said story.
The Beatles did not want to do this film.
Well, yeah, we could tell.
Based upon a song.
Yeah, Well,
based upon
endorsed by
John. Yeah, a song. And I figured that song might be Yellow Submarine, but if it's not, and they named it Yellow Submarine, which is also one of their songs, I don't know. Well, you tell us, Mike. You know the story.
Yes,
you tell
Mike.
us.
Yes, why didn't they want this?
I'm trying.
I'm sorry.
It's the delay.
Oh,
okay,
sorry,
so
Mike.
the song was originally on the album Revolver. So they already wrote the song. The Beatles did not want to do the movie because I don't know if anyone has ever seen the Beatle cartoons that came out a couple years earlier. They were not very good. They were not their voices. So they figured this movie was going to be like that. So they did not want to do it. However, they still had one movie on their contract. Remember, they did A Hard Day's Night and Help. They still owed one movie. So you will see the Beatles at the end of the movie in order to fulfill the contract. But the movie itself, that's why they didn't do the voices. They did not want to do the movie. They made an appearance so they could fulfill their contract.
Do you know, Mike, do you know how they felt about the movie afterwards? Because, I mean, this movie has helped their music live on.
I don't remember. I don't think they had a problem with it afterwards, but they thought it was going to be. You could probably find some of the cartoons on YouTube. I don't know, but the cartoons were pretty hokey.
Right.
Well, they thought it was gonna, no, this was done well. I think they were okay with it after it was done.
This was more like an art piece. It's a mixed media masterpiece, really.
Don't they have like a lot of creative control in what gets created because it is Apple Films after all? And with that creative control, don't you think they would have prevented?
They didn't have anything to do with it till the end on this.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not. They didn't. They really just didn't want to have anything to do with it other than fulfilling a contract obligation.
Okay.
So, how they felt about it later, that's different. But they didn't like.
One would think that the producers would describe how this movie was going to be made and make them enthusiastic about it. But
if they had bad experiences before,
you would think.
Then I can understand that. But the thing I don't understand, it's like, okay, they're under contract to produce this, but it's Apple Films, which is theirs, and so wouldn't they have confidence in making a good film if they're kind of like have some sort of creative control over it in it being Apple Films?
All right. Here's what I just looked this
Here
up.
we go. Deep dive.
Cool beans.
Deep dive. They were initially not thrilled about the idea of an animated film based on the song Yellow Submarine. They were concerned about the animation style and the fact that it was being helmed by the same producer as their earlier, less liked cartoon series. However, after seeing the finished product, they were pleasantly surprised and generally pleased with the results. So it was the same producer that produced the crappy cartoons earlier.
Oh, okay. They didn't have zero confidence in the guy.
So
Howdy,
that was
Flute
why they
Wizard.
didn't want shit to do with it. There's a
No,
Flute Wizard.
here's the producer right
Hello,
here,
hello.
Yes.
Al Brodax. But I'm still wondering if it's Apple Films. Don't they have some creative control? It just sounds like
They
that.
make some
Like
money.
if they were worried about it being bad, it's like, well, don't you have some control over it not being bad by it being your film studio, or did they just buy a film studio? I know it was also a music
They
studio
probably just
too.
wanted some money control.
Oh, so
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
I'm just speculating that they tagged Apple. That was probably part of the contract.
Oh, okay.
Could
All
have
right.
even been after the fact.
And directed by George Dunning. There we go.
But yeah, the band didn't have any hand in the story, as far as the movie story. It was just based on their song.
Okay. Well, and includes a lot of their other songs, and which
Like Eleanor
those
Rigby.
segments were, yeah, which is a great song, and it's going on right now, but we are not going to hear it in slides, and we can't play it because that'll be instant copyright. But yeah, so this is Eleanor Rigby right now, and so these sequences tended to be more like music videos, although here it felt right. It's kind of like this is now Yellow Submarine going out and seeking a band to replace the band that's in the Blue Globe, and so it's going obviously
Exactly.
across, I guess, the UK here and specifically London, and so they depicted, obviously the animators depicted London as very dreary in this case,
This song
and
also was influential to Terry Gilliam.
yeah,
Yes.
yes, and
Because this is
his
very similar to Terry Gilliam's stuff, the
animation
cutouts.
style, yeah.
So, but they did say Terry Gilliam was very influenced by the song.
Yeah, it was. They call it a mixed media masterpiece because it wasn't just one form of animation used. There was also a lot of rotoscoping and some like imagery from photographs and everything, and really brilliant work. Oh, we have a.
We haven't done the wall yet, Flute Wizard.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
no, we haven't. I was starting to answer you in the chat. No, we have not done that. And thank you for the
No.
video. I will finish it after this.
All right, and there you see the competition between the football players, and then we have our globe there. Oh, it's not just a globe; it's a helmet, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence,
gotta
Kyle
have-
says we got to have him on for
Yes. Yes.
the wall.
Yes.
Well, okay. If
don't
I, that wasn't anything I was thinking about soon. I believe me, I
we'll do it
love
next
the
week,
wall.
though.
Well, maybe we could do the wall with Kyle. I'll check with Swap Shop, and well, we'll see, because I already mentioned him. And we love having him on anytime, but definitely we're going to have Swappers on for whenever he wants to come back again, whether it's after chapter
Well, don't
8 or
do the wall
chapter
next
9.
week.
Well, we just did chapter 8, so it'd be chapter 9,
Mike
10.
Mike wants to be here for the wall too. So
You can have 4. We did it before.
Oh, yeah, we could do 4. And in my new scenes for OBS, I have 4 hardwired in there. So we can do it.
it. Leave them kids alone.
There you go.
The thing why I wasn't thinking about the wall just yet is it's pretty dark, man.
Well, so's the stuff from Genesis, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah. All right.
Genesis. It
But
is
yeah,
planet
Speaking of dark,
forbidden.
I
here's
was a big,
Ringo.
and still am. I love Floyd. Floyd is amazing. I used to listen to The Wall a lot. All right. So anyway, I'm going to keep going so we
Ringo.
can finish this
This
tonight.
was a dark scene.
It was a dark scene. How dare he say he was gonna jump off a bridge or something?
Yes, he
It's
did.
That is,
Nothing ever happens to me.
yeah.
Oh my God. We have a clip coming up.
Yes,
I
we
see a
do.
1 in the corner.
Yes, we do. And I appreciate you reminding me because I
No
would have missed
problem.
that. And I'm loading it up right now. And this might actually be our first smooth clip load ever. All right. Right behind it. Yes, I see a
He
lot
ain't
of.
looking. He ain't looking. He's ignoring it or trying to ignore
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's Terry Gilliam. Oh, yeah, he saw this, definitely.
Yeah.
All righty, so let us move onward with our slides. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show there is that beautiful scene. And so Ringo is being pursued by the Yellow Submarine that needs him and the band to come and save Pepper. And, the captain, Fred, is arriving here, which we find out later is where they are. So he's found the Beatles in their, wow, glorious interior. Like, I don't know, hidden alcove of everything. And there they just happen to have all these famous icons from history. Look at that. Phantom. And so Frankenstein's there too, for some reason. And that Frankenstein becomes John.
Yeah.
I wonder why they did that. Interesting.
I don't know. It
It
is
must be
mustache
something.
era, John.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
I'm
Thank you,
trying to
Scott.
click. Oh, that's the end of our first set of slides.
Ooh.
That's
Cool.
why it wouldn't go forward.
Yeah.
There we go.
It was at the end.
Mike likes progress.
There's George.
Yes. With sitar music playing in the background.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Yes. And yeah, beautiful scene. I couldn't capture all of them, folks. It's just too much.
It's all too much.
Yeah. So anyway, they're driving around. A lot of quips, a lot of banter back and forth. Yeah, and
They're
so they find Paul. I think he was. There was like an adoring crowd there. I guess they were kind of saying, how everyone adored Paul. I guess John was kind of like more of the. I don't know, what would you call it? I think Paul was.
Boy.
Yeah, he was like the everybody's boy, and John was a little bit more brooding and darker. Is that why? I don't
Pretty
know.
boy, John was the bad boy.
He
George was
was.
the silent one.
Yeah.
Ringo was Ringo.
Ringo seems to be the more personal one. I was asking Lawrence, wasn't he the Beatles to appear in tons of movies and cameos and TV shows and I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
He seemed to be, and in the comedy, he seemed to be the more approachable guy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. All true.
Okay. Well, I think we're getting to a point now where they do get in the submarine and they're about to go off on their quest. All together now. Because they are all together now. And the submarine is all together with the fish. And it took us a while to get to this point. So we might as well enjoy the beauty. I like that fish. Is that would you say that's a grouper? Oops.
Where?
It's a grouper of fishers.
Okay.
Psychedelic.
There's a
Uh,
tape deck on the Yellow Submarine.
there. I mean that one, the lower jaw guy. But anyway, as we soldier on, there's like this is all in the ocean, folks. So I guess those are some thermal vents, and we see bubbles of them. I mean, this is part of the music video for All Together Now. So,
Who's the guy in the hat?
what? This hat?
No, there's a black and white photograph with the guy in the hat. Who's that?
I don't know. It was bubbles of people. I guess they might have been people from the cover of
I
Lonely
don't
Hearts
know.
Club Band. I don't know. Or they're historical figures of some kind. When I see those beards, sometimes I'm like, uh-oh. It's some dictator or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
possible.
yeah. So as we go forward, looking out the window. And,
He's holding a watch. Is that significant?
oh, yes, because now the clock in the submarine is going backwards. And that results in them getting small. Remember that?
And then getting old so that they can sing when I was
Well,
64. When I'm 64.
yeah. Yeah, well, they're kind of looking at the clock, trying to figure it out, and then someone decides, was that John? Well, one of them just grabs the hands and starts spinning it backwards, and then they see another submarine that is themselves going back in time, and now they're going forward in time, but faster, trying to speed it up or something, and then they become old men, so they could do, as you said, when I'm 64. Which is the next bit coming up. Some of these music videos I didn't capture as much as the moments that we actually do get plot, but there we go. It's all about time, and I have
I
to
don't
admit,
think we get plot again until we meet
yeah,
Nowhere
until
Man.
we get there, until we
Whatever
get
they
to
want.
Pepperland.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now and then you've got some
Nowhere
pretty
Land.
important
Yeah.
phrases or lyrics. Oh, nowhere. Oh, yeah, that is plot, I guess. 64 years. Wow, that's a lot of minutes.
That's a lot of minutes.
And then they say one thing I don't agree with. 1 minute is a long time. No, it is not. They'd be flying by anymore. All right. And then let us demonstrate. And all they did is just roll a series of numbers across the screen in the music video until we get to 64. But they go back to 60 to show the, number 60 was at least this. Because that's the whole thing is hopefully, when I'm 64, Liza will still be putting up with me.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. And there we
My
go.
wife
Now
is.
that
I'm 60. It's my
Oh,
song.
right.
oh, it's your number.
No.
Ah.
Well,
My wife didn't seem thrilled when I sang that on my birthday, though. I don't know why.
Oh, it made her sad. I think it's a sad song.
yeah, it is.
Uh,
It
I,
is.
I kind of don't like it because of that. It's cute, but it's sad at the same time.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
You know what's
it's
really
easy
frustrating, though?
What's up?
All the guy in the bubble is the bowler hat man, and no
Bowler
one. I cannot find an actual name for this guy. It just refers to him as the bowler hat man.
I wonder what that means.
I don't know, but I
Bowler
thought I'd have a
hats
quick
are one
answer.
of the types of hats common, maybe throughout the
Better
world, but
answer.
definitely in the UK at the time. And it was used in business as like a sign of status. Hamburg was below bowler hat, I think, and then, or maybe it was above. I don't know, but there was like a tiers of your level in business based on the hat you wore.
Right.
I learned that on Are You Being Served?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. The bowler hat, I think, was pretty much considered to be a lower. Oh no, I don't know.
No, the bowler
No,
hat
it
was
was an upper hat.
management, and the Hamburg was below management.
Yeah, like lower
Hats and
middle
hair.
management and upper
Yeah,
middle management.
Yes.
yeah. Hats and hair have traditionally been signs of social status. The man bun at one time in Europe was a sign of social status.
Really?
Hmm.
Yes.
That's interesting.
I guess my hair says getting pretty low.
Yes, it is. There's a guy on YouTube somewhere that does a really good video on hair,
Oh,
or
link in the
specifically
description or
longer
link
hair.
in the chat, Mike? Oh.
I'd have to find it.
Oh.
It's been a while, but
Anyway,
I
here
could probably.
they. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Swap Shop recommends give my regards to Broad Street um, for future earworms.
Okay. We'll definitely do that if he's able to come on and join us.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I didn't ask Swappers about this week because Swappers, you do have a standing invitation any week you want to come on. You're welcome. And so I just don't want to keep asking, and I know that the time isn't great for him. But
Yeah.
anyway, and if you wanted to come on tonight, you're more than welcome to. Of course, there's no way to communicate with me other than the chat right now because I can't watch multiple things at the same time.
Could he just log in and show up if he wanted to?
Yeah, it's the same link.
Okay.
The link hasn't changed, so if he has an old link, he can come in.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, here we have the color photography. Led Zeppelin also used that kind of two-tone photo rendering photography, and then of course a moving waveform in the middle. Rotoscoping and oscilloscope, I think, is what they did.
Yeah.
And then we have this effect here, going a little MC Escher maybe, with the cube and the flying forms, and then somehow a purple elephant got into the submarine, and they said he's ugly and kicked him out, which is kind of mean.
Oh.
Very mean.
Because he didn't seem like
I
trouble.
did feel bad for this elephant. Why'd they do that?
I don't know.
He wasn't a dangerous elephant.
I don't know. I don't know if it was something that went over our heads or something. Maybe it was the elephant in the room.
I don't.
People like, there they go. They
Well.
send him away. Poor elephant.
Oh,
And
Scott says it almost looks more like a dragon than an elephant. So yeah, it could have just been a monster that got in the ship.
one of those chubby, friendly dragons. Well, it did just get in the submarine, but I don't know. Well, anyway, here we go. Here's kind of like the creature landscape out there in the bottom of the ocean. I'm not sure what that is, and most of the things that they come across, you're not sure what they are. Oh, but there's the sucker. I forget what he called it. It's some sort of vacuum thing. I don't know.
Yes, I think referencing that snake that eats its tail.
The
'Cause he ends-
Ouroboros.
Yes, because he ends up destroying himself as well.
Uh-huh.
And that's how we end up in Nowhere Land.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'd like to get beyond the Ouroboros if I could.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's sucking up ice cream cones and everything else, and we'll see later it sucks up pretty much everything around them, including itself. And I'm not sure what those are.
Oh, Albert has an interesting theory. The elephant was purple, so it could have been a slight against royalty. Yeah, that's an
Maybe.
interesting theory.
It is.
And I forget what he's pointing out here. I think, was there a problem? Is this when they got the engine trouble? I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, this is where they had engine trouble. And then they're starting to basically sink down, I think. Oh no, they were pointing out these guys. Don't we have the yes, right here, the kinky boot beasts,
Yes.
Yes.
which, as we found out last week, these samples were played on a mellotron.
Yes.
It
Yes.
was,
And we have a
and
number 2.
and the mellotron that played the samples ended up in a museum that we kind of saw last week, or a place that has historical musical, electronic musical equipment and stuff. And yeah, we saw how they triggered the samples that were recorded for this film on a mellotron.
You skip number 2.
Kind of ended up outside the submarine when they were trying to work on the engine or something like that. I guess that wasn't the engine trouble just yet, but somehow Ringo was popped out, and so they have to look for Ringo now. And there was the kinky boot beasts there stomping around and stuff. I'm wondering what that symbolizes. Obviously, they're not. What do you call those boots? You know, like the tall black boots. Oh, Beans, you know.
I don't know.
Jack boots.
Um,
Yeah, jack boots.
they would have made a stronger reference to that if
Yeah,
it
I think
meant
so.
it could have just been that they needed a villain so that Ringo falls off of the ship and triggers the Ouroboros beast to destroy the universe, and then we meet Nowhere Man.
There we go. Liza has it down. Liza has it down. And there we go. All this is about to commence. This guy's
He's
smoking
smoking.
something.
He's
Yeah,
smoking a cigar.
Well, it wasn't a
Yeah.
the
It looks
reference,
like-
I think, was trying to show that he was smoking something else.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
The way it happened and the way the cloud came out, it was like,
Okay.
that's like a cigar. Yeah. But anyway,
Swap Shop has a good theory about the boots. He says it's a jab at fashion elitism, maybe.
maybe.
That's
They are kinky.
interesting.
They are
Yes.
kinky indeed. Uh-huh. And, of course, I'm sure all these things have names, but they don't announce them. But here's something you couldn't get away with today. Some Indians with spears. You know, first of all, Indians, Native Americans, which we called Indians, now being depicted with spears at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know why they came out, but they're just rushing around. And later the cavalry comes and stuff. It's like it was almost like Cowboys and Indians. I guess that was something that kids were playing at the time, and
The popular TV shows at the time.
yeah, had that kind of stuff. Cowboys and Indians, and the cavalry rescues Ringo. Okay, so once again, I guess some things you can't get away with today. Not that
No.
you would necessarily want to either. It's kind of weird.
No, wouldn't want to.
But don't worry, it's all going to be over soon because this guy's sucking everything up just like that shark there.
The politically
Uh,
correct.
He's sucking up everything. There's the submarine going to get sucked. It got sucked. And there's explosions too as that happens. That's what that blue and red is. And then I think he sucks up himself, right, Liza?
Yep, he eats himself too.
Yeah, but somehow these guys are inside of him. I don't know.
Well, he destroys the universe. So the
Okay.
universe is inside of him.
Yeah,
Or
but then
is
he destroys
reborn.
himself.
Yeah.
The universe
I-
2.0, just like in
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Yes.
Something like that. And here we are inside, and now is when they have engine trouble. And that's when he's going to take a look at it. John doesn't know anything about engines, but he's going to take a look at it. Oh, no, they notice this guy. Yeah, they do have engine trouble, and they notice this guy out there.
Yes.
who is, as I said before, Jeremy Hillary Boob, PhD.
Yes.
Uh,
AKA
very,
Nowhere Man.
Where man.
yeah,
Yes.
because this is when the song Nowhere Man does come in. Probably, I think maybe my favorite of these.
I'd totally buy a plushie with, that looks like Nowhere Man. He's cute.
PhD.
Yes.
Funny how his last name is Boob.
Well,
PhD.
I think was it Ringo who references that later? It was
Yeah.
kind of like a jab at academia.
Well, yeah. I've met plenty of boobs when I was in academia.
Ay, coño.
That's why I guess I never excelled very far because I don't know. I don't take our lives as overly seriously, especially like if you're a coach and everything. Taking yourself and your work overly seriously, it's like,
But I think in this case, they're slightly critical of academia, but
yeah,
the Nowhere Man character is,
he's
you get
cute.
he's cute and you get to like him, and he's not a bad guy. And so I think here they're just saying, well, yeah, right now he's full of theory, but we're gonna find a way for him to apply his theories to improve the world or something like that. And so and Nowhere Man was open to that. So he
Yeah,
wasn't
because he
like
was saying,
any yeah, and he wasn't being depicted like a pompous academic. They were just you
yeah, and that's what Ringo was saying here. And so they decided to give him a chance. And it was later that Ringo says, "Let's take him with us." So anyway, good music video for Nowhere Man. They march away, and murals get painted behind them. Look at
Yes.
those murals.
Beautiful.
But the animation was cool. How they did that. I don't know how, but just the way they did that. That was really cool animation. It was
Mm,
kind of like
the fish
uh,
phone. Love that.
the whole movie was a great demonstration of cool animation techniques at the time. And yeah, I like fish phones.
Oh, we have someone new in the chat. Welcome, Frosty Customs. And Frosty has a question. Hello, I am new. What's this discussion about? The hidden meaning behind the Beatles' Yellow Submarine?
Well, we
Uh,
are having a discussion that can include that. And none of us is professing to know the hidden meaning or some of the meanings. We look and we kind of like conjecture, and
We
mostly we're just
speculate.
trying to enjoy ourselves while looking at this. And from week to week, we do different things, music or movies, and um, still thinking about next week. Uh, Maybe we'll
Yeah.
have a meeting at the end and decide what we're doing. But yes, please offer your thoughts on the film or the Beatles or anything that you would like to share that doesn't get us kicked off YouTube.
Welcome.
Liza, who you're hearing right now, she moderates the chat and she'll be there with you, as well as Swappers
and
and
I found
Scott.
you
We have
a
all good.
Jeremy Hillary Boob, PhD.
You found them in real life?
I found one on an auction. Looks like a
Oh,
British.
you did. Oh,
You found a
really?
plushie?
Is he a
Yeah,
plushie?
yeah. The link is in. I posted the link.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna click on that link. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait. Let me see. Boop.
I gotta save up for a flute
Looks like 50
from the
British
flute wizard.
pounds. I don't know if that's the starting. I think it's an auction.
Oh, he's
Yes.
cute. But I bet I can get a deal on Amazon. Hold on.
Well, if it's being sold in British pounds, I don't know if there's international shipping.
Well, this is
Yeah,
like
but you're
supposed to be the original.
oh
Supposed to be.
Oh,
original. Well, it was originally animated. I don't know.
There's a whole bunch of stuff if you do a search for it.
like toys
Uh,
that were made at the time.
oh no! Now
But
you're
it's a
getting
lot of
into
people
toy
showing off,
collecting.
not selling. They're just showing that they have it.
Oh, that they have
Yeah.
it.
Oh, they have blue. Oh, yeah, they have blue meanies and everything.
Wow.
Oh, Jeremy Ah, I'm seeing if there is a plushie on Amazon.
Yeah, you get a Chinese knockoff.
Oh, I like the
No problem.
You
original.
got to get an original. Maybe it'll be worth more someday. Who knows? You never know what things get remembered and what doesn't. But anyway, the fish from the phone is a design for other things and actually becomes a bed like
They're T-shirts. No
fish bed.
Yeah, there's
plushies.
T-shirts too. Red
No
bubble.
plushies, though. Ah, speaking of T-shirts, Mike, I want to get your opinion on this. So I
Why
was
don't Why
thinking.
don't you wait till we get to that moment? I do have it. I got the one from the Italian film and
Oh,
put
you
it in.
did. Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Lawrence followed through with my idea. Go for it.
Okay. And here's a band with the fish, and that will be coming up later. Remember, we did see earlier this week the film in Italian,
Yes.
and there was one moment that was exquisite. So
Yes, it was.
I will be playing that.
Yay.
Yay, Mike.
Yeah, I forget what John had to say there, but I think he's like, all right, you can let him come along. And so there's Ringo getting Mr. Boob and bringing him along. So, which is good because Mr. Boob, I think, fixed their propeller.
Fix their engine.
Yeah, with chewing gum.
Yep.
And so it shows he has practical knowledge.
That's true. That's true. I forgot about the chewing gum part. Yes.
And then I thought this looked kind of like a bed. looks like a flannel bed cover.
A big flannel cover with bunnies and flowers and clouds.
Oh, my.
Yes. Bunnies, flowers, and clouds. Oh, my.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's where he fixes it.
Yes.
I knew he fixed it with chewing gum. And they actually, in Italian, I forget how they said it.
I forgot.
But we
Yeah.
noticed it because they did use the word gum.
Yeah. Maybe goma. That's what it is in Spanish. So maybe.
I thought it was chicle.
Yes, but some people also call it goma, I think. I think
Okay.
I've heard that.
All right. And there he is, I guess, explaining
Liza, I'm
his
trying to get my camera to
offspring.
work. I got something to tell you.
Oh. Oh, wait. You have a plushie.
No,
You,
but damn.
Oh, Mike.
I don't
Why
think
is my
there's anything
camera
I
work?
do. I don't think there's anything I do. You can
No,
show
no,
camera.
no. It's got me on a black screen. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, wait. No, that didn't help. Well, carry
You might have to go into settings,
on.
Mike.
I'll keep working on it.
Yeah.
All right.
And then you'll see me.
You may
Cool.
need to come back in, like if you didn't have the camera. Well, it's letting you select it, right? It's in the list.
Yeah, it is. And
Okay.
you see, there's my icon, and then it goes black. It's like there's something over the camera. I don't know. I might have to go to my settings. But carry on. I'll work on it here on the side.
Good luck, sir. Good luck
Thank
on
you.
your endeavors. And I think this is Headland. Leslie Headland, I guess. Her land. All right. And all sorts of thoughts going on there.
No, you're right, mister. I checked with Gemini. Chicle is the only term for chewing gum in Spanish. Goma is just for tires and things like that.
Okay. Well, you don't want to be chewing them.
No. And you think I should know these things. I should know these things. Gosh darn it.
Well, and anyway, as we move forward, that we're in a music video right now. I forget which one this was.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Oh, Lucy.
Yep. Yep, yep.
Yes, indeed. It would have been obvious as soon as I reached that frame. Oh, yes. The girl with the kaleidoscope eyes. And they had forms like this where, it was, a human dancer dancing, and then had the animation follow that form.
Yeah, that's what they call rotoscope, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike's
Yeah.
on. Mike's on. Show me, Mike. What you got?
Oh, should we go into this view?
Yes,
Okay.
let's go into Mike view.
Oh,
Ooh, he's got the yellow submarine.
it's a Hot
Oh my.
Wheels Yellow Submarine.
Nice.
Oh
I kind of
wow.
forgot I had this.
Very
I don't know
Wow.
what
cool.
it's, but there it is.
That's cool beans.
That is cool beans.
It's even got the Beatles.
Looks nice.
Well, I guess they were probably happy with it afterwards. They made some money on it,
Yeah.
probably.
Oh yeah, I would hope they got on these. I
Yeah,
don't
to
know. Hot Wheels.
license their
That's a
image
good name.
and yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, I now return you to your kitty.
Kitties are good. Mike is good too. Mike is the kitty in this case.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah, well, I wasn't prepared for the camera. I didn't have my makeup on, but I wanted to show you that. I forgot about it.
Ah, that is super cool, Mike.
It says
and
it's
then
good
I
to keep
want.
Unity.
alive.
Oh, oh.
I was going to
Wait.
mention the unicorns.
Scott
Yeah,
says
it
he
doesn't
meant.
ain't that old. It says 2016.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Still,
In 2016, they were making like
Yellow
toys
Submarine
for
toy.
Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, it says it was authorized in 1968. So basically, apparently, well, they probably put it out on DVD or something. Because I had the
Probably something
DVD
like
Well,
player.
that.
probably, but well, in 2016, it would have been Blu-ray. I'm sure the DVD
Well,
was
whatever.
probably out
Every time they
earlier.
release a remaster of the remaster of a remaster, they launch something with it.
Well, it says
I'm
1968 authorized Beatle merchandise, so it's
right.
Yeah, but I mean, it was actually made in
it
2016.
was originally made in 68, but this one here, it's like
Oh,
books, second edition, third edition. Right.
Right.
oh, oh. Okay, so it was made in '68, but the thing is, they had a bunch left and waited to 2016 to sell them or something.
No, they
I
probably
don't know.
remade them.
Oh,
Huh.
remade them. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Like it's like second edition book or something, third edition.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. So it just means it's the edition that's worth less.
Well,
So,
we gotta send an email to Beanie Baby so that they can license Nowhere Man and we can get plushies.
There you go.
He's
yeah,
so
the thing
cute.
about, you can get collector's items and things like that, but if it's out of the box, it's worth a lot less. And then out of the box, you may not want it because even though it may be an original, it's like it smells like somebody else. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Stuff like that, especially a plushie, you know.
No, I want the plushie for me. I don't care about collecting and not taking out of the box. I
Well,
like it.
no, then you'd be fine with a brand new one, that
Yes, a
doesn't
brand new.
smell like somebody
Me
else.
either.
No, I'd prefer a brand new plushie of Nowhere Man. Yes.
Well,
Oh man, yeah,
Lucy,
you need to go to eBay. That's where you need to go.
Oh, you're right, Mike. Hold on. eBay.
Lucy rides a unicorn.
That's not a unicorn. It's a horse.
No? Oh,
No,
just a
no.
regular horse?
Yeah, just a regular horse.
Oh, that's right. There's no horn on it.
There might
Oh,
have been a
well.
unicorn earlier, though.
Well, anyway, that's Lucy. And then they're watching this from inside the submarine. But anyway, yeah. As Mike contributed earlier, John says right up until the end that, yeah, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds does not signify LSD.
So he claimed.
Yeah.
Look, do
Well, it doesn't
not.
mean he wasn't on it when he came up with it.
God dang, man, these links to eBay are too long. You're gonna have to find them. On eBay. There is a Beatles Yellow Submarine John Lennon with Jeremy figure.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. So maybe I
There's
spelled
a
things.
couple of them.
I spelled things incorrectly for sure. Let me see. Yellow.
Yeah, the
Let me.
link is so damn long, I can't put it on for you.
Yellow
That
Submarine.
I did type in what you can type in or copy.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. There's a Jeremy figure with the glove
Oh,
figure.
I didn't
Wow.
see that.
Wow, 1750.
Yeah, these aren't bad.
These are not bad. And yeah, I found the one with
Well, you
yeah,
got a
John
John
Lennon.
Lennon and Jeremy figure. It's 25.
That makes
Oh
sense.
boy, have we lost our new person yet?
Oh, they
Mike
have
and
like
Liza, look at eBay. Wow. Lawrence
they
goes
have
ahead with slides.
patches like those patches you put on, things. And they have the Jeremy character with hi, what is the name of what the other Beatles members?
Viejo. Oh,
No,
well,
not
there's
yet.
Paul,
John, George, Ringo,
Uh,
Paul.
Paul McCartney
George,
with Paul.
Ringo.
Yeah, I don't see one with Ringo. I would like to have one with
No,
Ringo.
I said, have we lost our new person yet? They're like, oh, I didn't know this was a eBay sale.
Yeah, they thought we were doing an exploration
Damn
of the
it.
deep meanings. We are looking
Oh,
for
Still there,
meanings,
man.
but we just don't profess to have them. But
A lot of speculation, man. Speculation.
yeah. Well,
yeah.
here there's pepper on the ground, and he finds the pepper and knows that we're getting close to Pepperland, and that the heads I seem to acknowledge that, don't they?
They sneeze.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right, they sneeze because of the pepper. See, that's the
Yes.
deep meaning. That's the deep meaning right there.
Swap Shop found me a plushie on a stand. Thank you.
Is it in his
We're
swap shop?
we're working for you, Liza.
What do we need to swap for that
Uh,
plushie?
oh, and there's a sad one. Oh,
Oh,
I love these. And there's a blue meanie plushie. Oh no, it's a costume of a blue meanie. It's fuzzy, so it looks like a plushie. Okay. All right.
wow.
Thank you, Swap Shop. Yay.
Well, there's some holes, and pretty interesting holes. But pretty cool graphic design here. In fact, the hole you could climb out of, then pick it up. And it dangles like that. A lot of reality bending stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we go forward. This was
Enough to fill the
also,
Albert Hall.
yeah, I think this was also another, yeah, that's where the blue ocean, or is it the green ocean?
Green.
Green ocean is
Sea of
coming
green.
in, so they need to look for it or
Sky
something. I don't know.
blue and sea of green in our yellow submarine.
You see, it all
Out of the
has,
song.
Getting more links.
Now the reference to how many holes being enough to fill the Albert Hall is right out of A Day in Life from Sergeant Pepper.
okay. Yeah, a lot of the
So
inspiration
there are
came
song
from, yeah, from song references. Yeah, and they end up on the ziggurat. They're now in Pepperland, taking a look at it, which means we're making progress. They find the apple. And they see some apples there, and there's an eye in there, he notices, and so they move some apples away, and we find the mayor. At least that's what Fred called him. He's the mayor, and unfortunately with the mayor, he said he's been bonked, and so he's all bonked out, and they got to do something about that. I don't know how you unbonk the bonked, but then it's neat how the holes morph into splotches and stuff. A lot of great artwork, you know, creating this dreamscape, so to speak. I'm trying to move forward, but this is telling me we're at the end of our slides for this section. So
Aha.
there we go. And there we have this Yellow Submarine coming in across the land, looking it over. And there we go. Now they have to unbonk the mayor. And I think somehow they do. And yeah, I can't explain how, but they did unbonk him. So now he's fine. And they're talking about it. He explains the situation. And so basically, it's the blue meanies have attacked. They've ruined Pepperland, and now we need a band to rescue it. And the band looks like the band they had in Pepperland. You'll see that later. They're like a spitting image, or what is that
Well,
called? The alter ego of myself.
weren't they the founding band of Pepperland?
Yeah, but the band that's in the globe right now is them, but they're alter egos.
Right, but they were the founding band of Pepperland, and they didn't know that.
Right. Sergeant Pepper's Lonely
Well,
Hearts Club
do you
Band.
know everything that your alter ego's doing?
Eh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nope.
Yep. All right.
The flute wizard is interested in the tree robe the cellist is wearing. The mayor guy.
Yeah.
Well, he's a wizard, so he's
Yeah, that
always
would
in the
look
lookout for a new
nice.
robe. Yeah.
That would look nice
Yes. Yes, yes.
Definitely.
to have a yellow submarine on a ziggurat. Okay, and so I think they're coming up with a plan or something. Somehow I've seen it twice this week and I forget the dialogue. And then there's like I guess some meanies in the background, so they're trying to come up with a way to deal with it. Oh no, that they're just part of the decor.
Those are
They
no, those are portal people.
Oh yeah, portal people. Okay, I got them confused. Portal rainbow people, and so they spray out the rainbow, and then the portal opens up, and there we go. Now they're finally in the real Pepperland. Okay, good. And so that was pre-Pepperland. That was the outer ring of the dimension, I guess. So now that they're in Pepperland, we see head big meanie guy there, and then all these statued people. The people were basically turned into statues. Some symbolism in that, kind of like frozen in, I don't know,
Well,
in what you do.
you can't do anything under
Yeah,
a totalitarian government, so you might as well be a statue.
yeah. And there's one with an apple still sitting on the head after being bonked. Oh, they're still bonking.
Yep, they're still
Oh, that's
they're
how they keep them statues. They bonk them.
exactly.
The bonking continues.
It does. It's ongoing and forever.
Mm-hmm. Move forward. And we see some of the things that are still going on in this totalitarian society. We still have the Turkish sharks going around and biting people and stuff. And what are those? Are those
Those
cigar
are
smoking guys?
executives
Yeah.
smoking, drinking out of some type of chalice.
Uh-huh. There we go. Those would be the ones kind of like close to being charged.
Well, we
the
haven't
secretary.
seen those guys before, and they're hands with guns coming out of their shoes.
Yes, I see that there.
Yes.
That's the guns coming out of the shoes. Kind of like, basically, it's almost like maybe the weapons of war are created by the titans of industry, and sometimes it's not all that direct. Like the bank that funded both sides of World War II and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Indeed. They would have an interest in keeping wars going. So there we have more statues. And the flying glove is still wreaking havoc, still going after people. Yeah,
Yep.
it's definitely a depiction of totalitarianism. The fist, which is the glove is a pointer and a fist.
It's interesting though how the fist is crushing people. You learn in martial arts to keep your thumb on the outside of your finger so that when you hit something hard, you don't break your thumb.
Yeah.
And in this case, he's smashing hard down on people, but I mean if you do it the way that it's depicting, you'd break your thumb. And so I'm wondering if the artist was thinking about that or if it was just, oh, it just looks better depicting the fist this way. I don't know.
You're saying that it doesn't know better how to punch?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying the way that when he turns into a fist, um, having the thumb inside of the fingers while he's smashing down on things, if you were to do that in real life, you'd break your thumb.
Yeah,
And
if you
that's
were
the first
punching.
Yeah, that's the first thing they teach you in martial arts class
Ah,
is do not punch this way and do not punch this way. You will break your thumb. If and so I'm wondering if there's some type of meaning behind the way the fist is attacking people by
Hmm.
using by punching or
Well,
smashing down on things the wrong way. I guess if we're to derive a meaning from it is when it's hurting other people, it's hurting itself as well.
wow.
hmm,
Well,
that's deep.
that could be. I wouldn't deny it, but I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But in any case, because it is not, instead of punching, it is just kind of pounding. And so it's a pounding fist and a
If
pointing.
you could still hurt your hand doing things
Okay.
the wrong way. I don't
Well,
know.
maybe. I like the enthusiasm. We have our
The
statue.
cutouts.
Uh
The
huh.
Beatles behind the cutouts.
Yes, they're sneaking around. And the whole idea is they don't want to be caught just yet. Uh, they're not sure what to do, I guess. So they're sneaking around here and trying to avoid being hounded. And there's the dogs, the blue dogs.
Yes.
Dogs.
And
Yep.
so it's going to be nighttime, and they are basically holed up. I think we had it here in a previous slide. They basically made it to that house on the hill there. And so there we go. Just so in case you're wondering, I'm going through this like in case like people that haven't seen it. I don't know, but outside it's all kind of like a Halloween landscape,
Yeah.
and inside the house, we'll find out what's going on. Oh, wait a minute. Is this where they were hiding in the house? That's right. They're hiding in the house here. That's not it yet. Right here, they're kind of like inside the house hiding, and then they don't want to get caught, and so they send out like a decoy, like a bagpipe, and so the bagpipe's supposed to kind of like take attention away from them, and I think you can see it there. Yeah, the bagpipe basically ends up getting exploded or something. Oh no, it lays on the ground because later they step on it. And there we go. There's the Turkish sharks. They're going after stuff. And so it's like dangerous outside, but, they sent out a bagpipe to keep themselves from being caught in the house. And so I'm not a great presenter, am I? All right. And it's funny how that guy looks like Mickey Mouse.
It I was thinking that too. It's like, why the Mickey Mouse hats? Is this a jab at Disney or something?
I don't know.
Taking
Hmm.
a jab at Disney?
Could be.
Ah,
Could be.
yeah.
Maybe not.
I mean, they make it pretty obvious. It's you know, the hat is a Mickey Mouse hat.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it would have some other features to it if it was some other kind of. Well, anyway, here we have the window in the house, and it becomes daytime shortly, but not quite yet. These things are still out there causing trouble. And then actually here in this shot, if you look at the lower left corner, just above the meanie there is where the bagpipe ended up. Funny how I remember that and forget other things.
Yeah.
Okay. And now it's daytime. There we go. And they come out of a. That's too big to be a guitar case, so I think that's a bass case, a double bass.
Maybe.
Maybe. Anyway, an instrument case is, I guess, as much as we need to know. And so they come out, and now they're going to assess the situation with Pepperland. All right. At least they got a good night's sleep first. I guess that was the point. They dress up like the band. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, they step on the bagpipe, which alerts the Blue Meanies to their presence. The Blue Meanies start getting mean.
Oh no!
Imagine that. Blue meanies getting mean.
Yeah. We got now. What about? Yeah, this Blue Meanie's got like, what is that? 3-barrel shotgun or something. Some sort of. All right, and they like the Mickey Mouse look.
Yeah, they do.
They do indeed. And there's the one with the dogs. Dogs are coming out. Is this the song?
There, yeah.
Yeah, the music video. Yep.
Hey, bulldog.
Yep.
Yeah, and so they're getting chased, and you have sharks, and then we have there they are in their band outfits. Who's the one that carries the tuba? I couldn't quite see there.
I don't know. Not sure.
Well, anyway, or sousaphone might be. And there's the apple tree. That's where they get the apples from. And there's the apple throwers with the stovetop hats. I think they're called stovetop or stovepipe or pipe stoves or something like that.
I thought they were just called top hats.
Top hats. There you go.
Yeah.
But when they're that tall,
I don't know.
Yeah,
They're like those old school Undertaker hats.
indeed.
Yes.
All right, almost like the plague masks.
Yep.
Oh, and anyway, they decide to climb on top of each other to try and deal with the stovetop hat people. But
They're
It's called
trying
a
to pass.
stovepipe top hat.
Was it, Mike?
A stovepipe top hat.
Oh.
yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
All one word. Stovepipe top hat. From the
Now
Victorian.
we know.
From
Haha.
the Victorian age. Okay,
Mhm.
there we go.
There you go.
And now, what do we have? Some instruments are appearing.
And you can get that on Amazon if you want there, Liza.
Well,
You can get one for
for Lawrence, sure.
Lawrence. Only $89.95.
$89.95. Oh.
Or you can get it on eBay for $60.95.
Uh, I'll get him a
That's,
number.
that's a lot of money to just look stupid and awkward.
Weren't those hats associated with Undertakers? I swear, you
Yes.
watch these period. Oh, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, interesting. I
Yep.
wonder now there's a little more meaning behind those guys.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yes. Oh, their eyes are lighting up. That means something.
Yeah, I think it means music video because
Oh,
yeah, eventually, well, they start the assault with the Sergeant Pepper's song. You know, that's the first song in the war between these guys, the Blue Meanies and the band. And so, and then they shift to All You Need Is Love after that.
That's right.
But anyway, they're doing battle with the meanies, and I don't know. The pictures seem to be self-explanatory, and they're exploding the flowers, or they get exploded with flowers. Flowers explode out of them. I don't know,
Flowers exploding.
but it's basically fighting with love, I guess you would say. It's better than what the meanies would do, and so basically engaged in it, and some of the symbolism comes back. They're basically rescuing. It's kind of like trying to undo all the things that you saw in the beginning. Is basically what it is, and playing music at them because meanies don't like that,
Nope, they don't like
especially if
music.
it's a trombone.
Nope.
No, no creativity
No
wanted.
music.
No creativity, no whatsoever. None. None. How
Yeah,
dare you?
this we see the statue of the Sarge, and now so the new band, the band that came, the band from our world, is now on top of the sergeant statue. I guess it's not really a statue. I don't know. It's just like a head that lives there. The meanies are upset, and head meanie's really pissed off. And I don't know these exploding things here. I'm not sure exactly what happened. This thing came in. It's like still one of the minions of evil. It's still squashing things. I don't know. I was kind of lost there. Blue goo and stuff like that. And then, yeah, who, who, they're trying to make a point there, I think. And there's the glove thing. It's like, because it's pointing, and this is the opposite. The question, who? The other thing is declaring things, and they're asking questions. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too deep. All right.
Well, maybe not.
Big meanie, still mean. But I think they run into themselves, don't they? They do eventually.
Yes,
And
they're.
glove.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the glove was asking, "Who are you?" And then they use that to also show that he's the glove. And and then that's obvious what they're going to do with that word, right?
Yeah.
All you need is love. There we go. And so it's
Well, here you go, man. I found more useless information for you.
oh, thank you.
Oh.
Yes, the hats worn by the majority of the Blue Meanies in the animated film Yellow Submarine are designed to resemble Mickey Mouse's ears. Design choice
Uh-huh.
is widely believed to be a deliberate jab at Disney by the film's creators. However,
Oh,
the chief Blue Meanie and his assistant Max wear hats that resemble Goofy's ears.
That
oh
okay, now
yeah,
that
I
makes
remember seeing that.
sense.
I
Yeah.
remember seeing that. Oh man. Well,
There you
remember these are
go.
animators, and maybe they had some thoughts about Disney animations. I don't know.
It's
There you
possible.
Maybe they really
Huh.
didn't like
go.
Fantasia or something. I don't, or maybe they worked on Fantasia and didn't get paid.
Or
I
main
need to be
yeah.
put in the credits for this show as like the head researcher or something. I don't
You
know.
should, Mike. You should.
No,
You
Lawrence is the
Yeah.
head researcher.
So that means next week when you're not with us, it's going to be we're not going to have any research. I'm mostly focused on making slides. I do but as much research
You
as I
you do
can.
the pre-research. I do the
Okay.
shit that comes up during the show
Yeah.
and find things that Liza wants to buy.
There we
Yeah.
go. There we
Yeah.
go.
I think you've got a. I think you're an
He he
invaluable
wa-
part of the team.
he wants the official title, Mister, of head
Yeah.
researcher.
Head researcher.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I get with titles come responsibility.
Oh, very true. Very true. Just like Spider-Man.
Hey, there's number one. Yeah, Spider-Man. There you go.
Well, love takes no and changes it into no with a K.
Because to know is to love.
Gnosis.
Yes.
It's returning back.
Yes. Oh
The meanies
no.
are not liking it.
Nope. Nope.
Oh man. And what do we have here? Yeah. Oh, the Turks don't like it either. But it doesn't mean it's all over yet, I don't think.
It is not. We still have to rescue Nowhere Man.
Well, we still need the organ grinding or player, whatever that was, the
I
grinding
don't.
piano.
Yeah, that piece. I don't remember the
Well,
music.
first they got to bring the band back. They got to, dispel the blue globe that's encased them in there. So they go through a few different routines to figure out how to break that thing down. But they do.
Because
And
Ringo
wait a minute.
got a hole
Hold
in
on.
his pocket.
Yeah, he had a hole in his pocket. There, I
Yeah,
had a
one hole
slide
in
of
his
that.
pocket.
I had a slide of that, and so yeah, you put a hole on it, and that kind of like ate away at the blue globe, and then there we go. The band is now freed, and they notice, oh, we're on our last set of slides,
Dun, dun,
Ah,
dun.
the grand
which
finale.
is there we go. And so now the band is freed again, and they realize they look like them, alter egos of themselves, except without the facial hair.
Without the facial hair.
Maybe not all of them had facial hair. Paul didn't. Oh, there's a couple of Pauls there. Well, anyway, they realize that they still have a war to fight here, and so yeah, that's where Paul's like saying, "All right, we gotta get back to work here." And
I think
still
they
on,
merged with their alter egos, right? Yeah,
maybe
I think they did.
We're
that would
gonna
have been a
see.
quick bit of animation that maybe I didn't quite catch, but in any case, they are still in the stage of battle, but they're using flowers, and the flowers seem to be overcoming. Now we see the blue stuff destroys the bush that they are hiding in, but I don't know. It didn't seem to accomplish much. Yeah, and they finally find a grinding piano there. You see the bar on the left? Spin
The
that grinding
hurdy-gurdy
piano.
piano thing.
A hurdy piano,
Hurdy.
and so they spin the hurdy piano. It plays, and now is when they do another music video. I think, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Is this the Blue Dogs thing?
Yeah.
Yes. Another music video. And yes, I mean, I enjoyed the music videos and everything, but yeah, you do get the idea that this was meant to kind of be an overall music video. However, they snuck in some really good, well, not snuck in. I think the artists were true artists and they did try to say some things. And it was interesting things. It's just, yeah, I haven't really researched other people's thoughts on it. I've just tried to come up with my own, and all I just see is symbolisms of authority. And it's just kind of like saying the way things are. Usually, those who strive to be in authority or get control over other people have an agenda that makes them a lot less creative than those who don't want to control people. And unfortunately may become the victims and so forth. But authority figures don't like creativity. They don't like things to be outside of the parameters that they choose. Point fingers of accusation. They point fingers
Yep.
questioning. They point
Yep.
fingers to single people out, which scares people from being outside of the herd. You don't
Yep.
want to be singled out. And that same hand that wears the velvet glove not only points at you, but it also pounds you with a fist. So that's as far as I've gotten with like interpretations and stuff. I think it's fairly general. I mean, of course, dogs, the blue barking dogs is basically entities that are like slaves of
The
their
meanies.
masters. Yep.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So anyway, they're using the grinder organ to play music at them. And of course, it plays Beatles music. And it pops out guns that shoot flowers, and the flowers shoot out water.
Imagine that.
Squ-
Beatles music.
and they squirt you and stuff. But then somehow the mean dogs somehow like crushed the piano, and I don't know, it stopped them somehow. I don't know what that meant. But basically it was like the dogs like tried to crush the piano to stop it, and they ended up, I don't know, falling on their backs, even though they succeeded in crushing the piano. But anyway, here's Liza's favorite part coming up. Number 4, slide number 4, or
Ye-
video number 4.
Yay.
Yay!
And this is where you have a question for Mike.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
But I guess we got to play it first, huh?
You got to play it first.
Play it
Yep.
first.
All right. And then let's see here. Do this and do this.
Oh, guardia, viejo blue.
That was her favorite line from the whole film. Of course, you need to watch the Italian version.
It's brilliant. And the thing is, I mean, okay, so what he's saying is, of course, guardia, guard, but in Italian he says blue old guy, but in English he doesn't reference the guy's age at all.
Yeah, so viejo blue, well, it means
Well, he
old,
said
but they wouldn't use the word blue in Italian. They
no,
decided to use that. They took the English word for blue
right.
because it's a name, the blue meanies. So
I
it's
gotta
just saying
correct,
you old man blue meanie is basically what
yeah,
he's saying. But
but
he's like,
yeah, I gotta correct my Italian though. It isn't viejo blue, it's vieco blue, which is
viejo.
old in Italian.
Who you calling old?
I don't know. I told Liza maybe people won't get it. I mean,
I
the
want
thing
to
is, when we saw it, we just thought that was a great moment, and
yes,
sharing it to other people, it's like inviting people to your moment, but it's like,
old blue, said Scott. Oh, okay. I've heard that term before. I wonder what it means.
Old blue?
This is T-shirt time. Maybe it'll be an inside joke T-shirt for people who watch Earworms. But I told Lawrence I have to make a T-shirt that says "Oh Guardia Viejo Blue." I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, guys, in the chat? It's I know it's a silly idea, but my parents were here when we were watching the Italian version, and this line had us cracking up the whole night. I don't know why. Maybe it was the wine.
well, I think
I
it's
don't
just your
know.
mom and the way she heard it, and she thought that was cute. I don't know.
I
It was.
thought it
I
was
said it
cute.
was just kind of like a moment for us. Somehow, we just really liked it when that line happened. It was cool.
Oh, it's
But
brilliant.
when you
It's
try to
the
explain it
delivery.
to other people, and even though you play it for them, they might be like, "Yeah, so."
Yeah, so. Oh,
It's
but
because you love
speaking,
Jeremy.
I love Jeremy, but look, Jeremy is look at this part where he's attached to the tree by one
Oh,
foot.
hold on.
Tarot cards, anyone?
Yeah, the Hanged Man from Tara,
Yes, yes.
Oh, deep.
which the Hanged Man, because he's being hung by his foot, is symbolizing that he's trapped, but he's kind of like being held back at that moment. But he eventually the purpose is to become somewhat aware, as well as, shall we say, finding contentment or finding solutions, even though you're tied up and you can't do what you want to do, or you can't do everything you want to do. You don't have complete freedom. You're kind of trapped, but
To find
finding
solutions in this reality.
inside yourself, and also inside yourself, self-improvement and everything like that, to eventually overcome the situation that you're in. That's kind of like the general synopsis of the symbolism of that. And that's really what he was doing at that point. He was just kind of like hung up there. Um, his life isn't in danger or anything like that, but he's just basically being held for a while until Ringo let him go.
Yes.
And, but,
Maybe he's
it
looking
kind of
for the
stands,
moon.
it kind of stands to reason, because he is basically the knowledgeable person. and kind of
Yeah.
being held, but now he's
Oh,
set free.
could it be a pagan reference to Odin?
Hmm. That's
What?
interesting. Can you
Oh,
explain that, Mike?
well, Odin was the Norse god Odin was said to hang upside down from the
Hmm.
tree of life, and in the end, he that's when he finds runes. So he's seeking
Oh.
knowledge.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
I
wow.
don't
Yeah,
think that's what they're referencing,
Well,
but
maybe
but
yes.
maybe that's what the Hanged Man tarot cards reference.
Maybe that's where it's actually, if you want, I have the book in front of me. I could read you what it means.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
we also have Albert in the chat who might contribute some tarot knowledge.
yes, Albert. Yes, we do have an expert in tarot in the
yeah,
chat.
I gave all my tarot stuff to. Oh, well, I had so many things. I gave mine to my wife's daughter.
Well, that's a nice gift. It's nice. It's a nice
Well, I
thing
went the
to.
way of the runes. That's why
Huh,
I know that little bit about the rune lore.
that's interesting. But it's interesting how there's a parallel between that and the hangman in the tarot.
There
Maybe,
is. Yes.
yes. How interesting.
But
Okay,
anyway,
definitely want a plushie
Well,
now. Sorry, Mike.
yeah. And so, yeah, it looks like the blue meanies have lost. They're being routed with love. And yeah, there's the goofy ears.
Yep.
Wow, that was a valuable piece of information there. Uh huh.
Poor
And
Norman.
yeah, there's your hero. But this is where he becomes the hero.
Yes.
He's going to be pounded by the blue meanie who just wants to destroy him. A man of knowledge, I guess you would say.
Yes.
And but the rhyming, Mr. Nowhere or Jeremy, rhyming Jeremy decides to read him some lines, and somehow his lines seem to keep the meanie from being able to do anything. He does it twice. He tries to attack him or something, and it doesn't work. And like the stuff he reads him, I guess like poetry, puts flowers on him. So it's creativity once again. Creativity
Yes.
is putting flowers on the meanie so he can't be mean anymore. I don't know. My music never succeeded in doing that to meanies, but maybe I'm not as good as the boob. But you see flowers appearing on them, and so they're kind of like made, or shall we say, rendered impotent, I guess is what you would say. No longer able to carry out their meanie activities. Now, wait a minute there. That's the second time I saw that. Is that the letter M there?
yeah, his name's Max.
Oh, yeah, Max. Okay. At least they
I don't
put a
think
letter on it to remind you.
his name is Max.
Yeah, I think you hear that quite briefly. Uh-huh.
At the
Max.
beginning, he calls him Max. It's like everything
Yeah,
is no, and Max is like no, no, no.
yeah,
And
that's
now it's
good.
yes.
Yes. Oh, I love this dance he does at the end.
Oh, yeah? There we go.
Yeah,
And
I
so
love
we
this character.
we did complete the film, and then enlightenment comes until we see the portal open up here, I think.
Yes.
Ooh. The yes portal opening up.
Yes, that comes at the end, but I decided to get all these things here. Well, not all of them, but a good number of them. Good artwork.
Well, the end is where they actually appear in
Oh
the
yeah, the
flesh.
end. Hmm.
The end.
And oh, there we have
A touching moment.
your friend.
Yes. Oh.
He gives him his mouth. And there we go, stars, beautiful stuff, tie
And the
dye suns.
sun.
Uh huh.
Love,
Ah,
love, love. Doom, boo, doom.
Uh huh. And words do fly around. That's the stage, the performance stage. All of life is a stage. Or no, all the world's a stage for the theater of life. Okay, and then
and
we have
there's
our
number
final
5.
clip. We do have our final clip here,
The
and
contractual requirement clip.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all they contribute to the film because they're required to, and it's just because it's their music. So there we go. We've completed it, folks. Any final conclusions? I think
Imagine
Mike
that.
came. Oops, hold on. Mike's. There we go. I
There.
think Mike came up with probably the best stuff about it from doing some Google while we were streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Google
So
Meister. That's it. There's my title, the Google Meister.
yes.
There we go. The Meister of Google.
Google Meister. But then you'll probably get Google will want money. Oh, you're using
Oh,
that in your show? Oh my God.
oh.
Everybody's got a hand in the pie.
Yeah.
So Liza, did you want to say anything in conclusion?
I'm going to make a t-shirt for
Oh, you're
earworms.
gonna do the Viejo Blue.
Yes, oh guardia, viejo blue. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It
Do it.
and then
Do it. Do it.
when people ask, we can reference this show and send them the link. They can watch it.
Okay. All right.
Right on.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
I don't know.
see. We'll see. I
And
don't
and
think.
then I'll have to get one from my mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think your mom might be the only one interested.
Oh,
It's
Oh
one of
no,
those
I'd
things
wear
where
it
it's a
too. I
private moment.
love
It
it.
was just a private moment and stuff. It's hard to carry that out. I mean, you had to probably watch the whole thing in Italian to that point and then hear that at that point to really enjoy it. You know.
mm-hmm.
Well, then I recommend everyone go and watch it in Italian,
So Mike,
and we
what
can
is
sell more T-shirts.
What is your interpretation of the film? If there is a
Interpretation.
yeah, or do you have any insights you derived from it? I'm basically saying it's talking about authority, and although I guess there's research that says it was more specific to the police, but I think police is just one
Well,
representation of
blue meanies.
authority.
Yeah, blue meanies was a slang term used in merry old England at the time.
Hmm.
So it's could be coincidental. Who knows? But yes, at that time that the movie was made, it was a slang term for the police.
Okay,
So it's very possible.
all
Interesting,
right.
Scott.
But then, if it was a slang term at the time, then it wouldn't really be a hidden meaning. It's pretty, but
Nope.
over there.
Well,
But I don't
it's
know that there was any hidden meanings or anything. But I think it could be
Good
viewed as
conquers evil,
well. Yeah,
yes,
definitely the weapons
love
and
against
with
conquers all.
evil,
music, the world is a better place.
as well as
Yes,
authoritarianism is like well, the high road is love, I guess. But I think it's
There you
more
go.
of
There's
love
the whole meaning of the
disseminating.
whole thing, man, and it
Well,
applies today.
I think
Music
it's
means
love.
the world.
Yeah, well, I think it's that love needs to be accepted by people in general and in numbers enough that it's like the aggregate, the majority of the people in aggregate, understand love like um, and I don't mean you know, romantic love or anything or like that. It'd be something more like the agape love, the love for the situation we are all in, love for humanity, in that we are all, kind of born into this existence, and all we learn from it is what our life experiences are and what we can try and shape out of that in trying to grow and learn. And I think probably the most fundamental thing that one can come out with, at least in living life and living life properly, is, having love for your fellow human being as well as sentient life, and
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
do no harm,
Yeah.
initiate no harm.
Exactly
It
right.
doesn't mean you can't defend yourself when you're attacked, but those are principles of natural law. And basically, it is a violation of natural law for there to be, shall we say, anyone that rules over other people.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
I know that's not a popular thing to say because people do love their government, don't they?
Not everyone.
I don't mean our country, I mean government in general as a concept.
No. Yes. Just yeah. Well, I think there was a lot of micro commentary about society in this, like the jab at academia when Jeremy was just he went from a theorist and moved into the realm of doing stuff for his
Mm-hmm.
for people, and 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 um and the commentary about totalitarians don't like creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there was a lot of small things. So the overarching thing, yeah, love conquers all, but there's so much in there.
Yeah. And some of it that I guess I feel yourself as well as me, we're kind of holding back a little bit because
Yes.
there's some things
Well,
we'd like to talk
yeah,
about, but we don't want to get too controversial here. Maybe just throw out some ideas and stuff. But
right. No,
there
no.
are,
Yeah.
there is a force, shall we say, at least behind it, that loves authoritarianism, loves that, and that same force does not like creativity. It cannot create on its own. It can only pervert creation. And so you can see, like, whether it's poetry or music, of course, is not liked by this force, shall we say.
Yeah.
And which you could also think of your certain ways of thinking, and those ways of thinking really value hierarchies,
Yep.
authority, um,
Yep.
basically structures like that become, shall we say, too hierarchical, which includes like academia, business, government, all of
Yeah,
the
they
control
exactly right.
systems.
Yeah. Yep. They they
Okay.
they what do you call there was commentary about all of those institutions in there. It was baked in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep, yep.
Well, on that note, now that I'll never work again, be hired again by
You're
anyone.
working right now and creating art and and showcasing other people's art and historic art and great. This movie really was a masterpiece, even though at some points it was okay, it's kind of more like a music video here, but you just take
Well,
the the
certainly, as shall we say, for the craft of animation, it was definitely landmark.
definitely,
And
but
of course, the
also
Beatles were great innovators in music.
yes,
Yes, most definitely.
yes,
Yeah,
and so
overall, great achievement.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
to the
I think that
yes,
that might
yes.
be that might be the answer to it all. Yes. Okay, so we want to thank the well, I guess it's 11 people watching us, or 12 really, as it says there on the stats, but I know I'm one of them. We want to thank you for joining us this evening. Next week, what do you think we're going to do, Liza? I was thinking of doing something on talking about sound for meditation uses, or sound for, it could be healing or meditation. I know a lot of meditation people try to just achieve silence, but shall we say meditative states, as well as,
As I always say, go where your creativity is taking you now. All of these other topics, all of these other movies and art pieces that were suggested, we will cover them, but
yeah.
you gotta go where
Because
creativity is taking you.
I do make sound experiments for relaxation, meditation, and sleep, and I was thinking of maybe talking about that and some of the things I've learned about it. But then that might be something I can do, for my channel, not on earworms, because earworms is a social thing.
Well,
I
Flute
don't know.
Wizard says, follow your nose, bro.
Okay, I guess maybe we'll let it be a surprise. We'll see what we come out with. I might even talk with Swappers. He joined us tonight a little bit in the chat, and I think I might DM him. He might have an idea of what we can talk about. Some interesting stuff. I hear some codes right now on my headphones, like this, like that sound.
Ooh, Albert has a good suggestion. There should be a
Yeah.
part 2 of the meditative states video then for after you receive your flute from the Flute
Ooh.
Wizard.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about that when this comes to fruition. This in the next couple of days, I will decide on the tuning of the flute, and I hope we can get that ball rolling. I'm waiting
Yes.
for. I should have the funds to do it. It's a bit of a stretch, but it's worth it because this is the path we're going down,
Yes.
and it's something that will. I need something to create with right now. I need to play something other than saxophone to do some of the things I want to do. Saxophone is not. I mean, it's a beautiful instrument, but it's. I
Especially
don't know.
alto.
Well, I love the tenor, but beautiful instrument, but it's a different type of thing than when you're trying to work with um, healing and meditation. And, for me, it's also sound for relaxation, meditation, and sleep, helping to bring the consciousness to, shall we say, help let the waters become less troubled so that quietness and solitude can occur, and silence, if you will, so that the divine can enter, all of that sorts of thing, which it seems like a very similar state that you need. There's a fine line between them, between dreams, meditation, and sleep. I mean, the end results are different, quite, but
Yeah.
the state you need to be in to go those different routes is very similar. So that I'm working on all three at the same time, and then I'll come up with more specialized stuff. But right now, I was thinking of doing I'm definitely going to do a stream on that, as well as continue
Cool.
my videos as I make more things. But I don't know if it should be in earworms or not. It depends. I don't know.
Well, the vibe of earworms is socially, I mean, is very social and,
Yeah.
very jolly. And
Hmm.
maybe you need something
That's why
more.
I need. That's why I need to talk to swappers, because I think we could come up with something where we can kind of satisfy my need for going into some, shall we say, directions that bridge the spiritual and stuff, and the metaphysical, because he does a lot of thinking and research in that area. And so we'll see. It'll be a surprise. You'll find out probably around Wednesday or Thursday when I put up the scheduled stream
You
what we're
might
going to do.
also want to talk to Flute Wizard, who is a sound healer.
Oh
And
yeah, we're definitely
yeah,
going to discuss that making of the flute,
definitely,
and that'll eventually be used, in some of my work.
right? But if you're going to start a new stream, maybe bring on other people who have studied, relaxation, meditation. Maybe
Yeah.
have a panel of people that you can bounce ideas off of.
Oh yeah. Well, that would be in the future.
Yeah.
Right now, we know the flute wizard.
Yeah.
You
No,
shall
but I mean,
find more.
to have on as a regular panel. You don't want the panel to get too big, but
Oh
maybe
yeah.
the three of you guys, maybe Mike too. What do you think about that, Mike? Not me, because I don't know
That,
anything about meditation. And folks, I have, I'm an
well, I
insomnia.
mean, my main research has been in
Well, my
using
whole thing with
binaural
music
beating
is
for.
mostly meditative, so there you
There,
go.
oh, of course, of course. How dare I forget Mike's content? And that's how you found Lawrence, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Well, kind
because
of, yeah. I mean,
I think the first talks were on the
yeah, I was looking at
music for
the, yeah,
meditation, relaxation, and sleep,
and the
and
Flute Wizard.
Alex
So
Petty found that,
there you go.
and we started talking binaural beating and stuff like that. The way of trying to manipulate brainwave frequencies. Well, not manipulate them. What is it? Ease them into different um, frequencies so that you can bring your brain into either the theta band, which is a hypnagogic state, or the delta band, which is close to sleep or sleep. If you get in the upper delta, you might be able to have an out of body experience, which is a lot of what I've
So
been
you want to
working
do a
towards.
show on meditation and music? Is that it? Is that
Or,
where we're going with this?
well, I don't know if it's going to be earworms, but I'm going to do something like that at some point because that's part of what I really am going to start working on more now. I've already been
I don't
working
know
on
why
it, and
you
then
do it on
earworms
earworm.
has paused it, and then I'm going to be coming back to it. I just might do that as a separate stream or separate videos as earworms, or I might put it on earworms at least for 1 week for a bit. I don't know. We'll
I,
see. Maybe I should have like
I don't know.
shall we
Yeah,
say,
I
a
think it could go
meeting.
on earworms, but that's just me.
Okay. Well, I think what I should have is a
Yeah, we can do
meeting,
that because my brain's starting to go
and
nuts.
maybe we should have, Kyle, yourself, myself. We should have a meeting, just a meeting virtually, and just talk things over and see what we'd like to do. If we have an interest in this,
Yeah,
we might want to
absolutely.
make something.
Absolutely. And Albert,
Definitely.
there you go. There's another
And
one.
Albert, yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
let's
the
do that.
musical saw sounds very ethereal, and that could be put to great use.
Absolutely. So
Yes.
this
Yes.
has lots of possibility. We should do it.
Okay. Well, I think we need to put ourselves into a get ready for bed frame of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
We are on the East
I'll
Coast,
see
and
you
Mike
all.
does need to get up at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Wow, Mike.
So Mike's heading out. Good night, everybody. I'll see you all in
All
2
right.
weeks.
Ciao, Mike. He's a diehard.
And then,
Yeah.
shall we? And so we are going to be ending now, as we've been lately. An artist that Albert turned us on to, which is Musical Saw Now. Albert turned us on to the works of Olivier Duché. And so here we go. Good night, everyone. Thank you
Good
for
night.
joining us.
Good night, folks. Chaito.
I just need to take myself off screen. Oh, well, they'll just go to it.
Ooh, wrong thing. Ooh.